Merry meet Aries, Aries sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for you with me, Ariel Gatoga. We're streaming this live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today over on YouTube are the lovely Shirley and the lovely Liari, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Honeypaw. Thank you so much, moderators. Thank you, Aries and friends of Aries, for joining us today. I'm reading with this huge beast, the Dali Tarot, Salvador Dali Tarot, and I've already purified with this beautiful Vervain by L'Occitane, and you can find information about how to purchase those products in the video description of this very video on my YouTube channel. Like I said, this is a 2-week reading for all Aries, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, starting today, the 25th of March, 2023. I've got some shuffling to do, so if you're watching this on a restream, you can always use the little chapters to fast forward through the shuffling, get right to the reading. I don't read with card reversals, and I also don't shuffle overhand very well. These are just really long cards. I don't read with card reversals, so you're going to see me flipping cards right side up. That's just my style of reading. All is well, I promise. If you are watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are on Twitch, make sure that you follow us on Twitch, and you can watch us on Twitch without ads by subscribing to us there. We have a shop, and that's at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. We have all kinds of merchandise, including the tarot decks that I read with that are still in print. That's an affiliate store, which means that we get a small commission off of each and every sale, so we do appreciate your support. Mostly what we appreciate is that you're here with us today, Aries, and I've got about 3 more shuffles I think will be sufficient to give you the most accurate reading I possibly can, which is my goal today. Whew. All right, let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more for our gorgeous, beautiful, fabulous, and amazing Aries today. We'll do a nice clean cut for all these Aries. Let's see what's in the cards for these next couple weeks for you. All right, gorgeous. Let's see what's going on. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 of coins. Love it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of cups. I love it. And the devil. I love that too. You're doing great, Aries. This is wonderful. I love this reading. Okay, so the attitude's been so good. You've been forcing yourself almost in a good way to just tweak your attitude, because you know that your attitude is kind of the energy that you send forth, right, to attract whatever it is that energy matches. So if you're sending out if you're grateful, then you're sending out that energy to attract to you things to be grateful for. Whereas if you're thinking resentful thoughts, then you're sending out resentment. And especially in regards for you, it's been regarding money and things like that. You've really been having to kind of discipline your mind about how to be with your money, not think negatively or worry about it, but think positively. And it's better than thinking even positively, thinking gratefully about it, having gratitude about it. Now, if that's not been happening, please make it happen, because there's a lot of power in that. And this 8 is the power of Mercury. And this is when it's in the 8 of coins, the hermetic principle that is in effect is as above, so below. So whenever you're transacting with money, make sure that you're not saying, God, this is so expensive. Oh, everything is so poor. That kind of stuff. Instead, just be grateful that you have the money to spend, right? It's not to say that you can't, be honest about the fact that prices are too high or whatever. That's fine. But it's the resentment that you don't want while you're spending. Because while you're spending, especially when you're transacting, that's a very powerful sort of magical act, the act of transaction. So just conjure those feelings of gratitude. Well, I'm grateful for what I am buying. Even though it's very expensive, I'm glad that I have the money for it. I know that my gratitude is bringing me more and more and more. right? Now, this 10 of Cups is saying, and yes, that's true. This is the happily ever after for Aries. And it looks like it's all, including money. So your future is bright. Your future is bright based on all of the wonderful attitudes that you're currently looking at conjuring. You're being very, very smart with the way that you are. You're not allowing yourself to get off on negative attitudes and sort of like down negative rabbit holes. And that is really going to keep paying off for you. Now, this Devil card, it's an interesting thing about the Devil card because sometimes the Devil card is so negative because it can mean the ego. It can mean, tying ourselves to things. It can mean fear, and all of those things. And part of what the Devil card is it's that beast part of us. It's that beastie part of us and you know that you can be a real beast, right, Aries? And that's part, it's okay. It's okay. It's part of you. And that beast sometimes gets unleashed and it's like, oh my gosh, it's scorched earth. and it's over in about 2 seconds and you're fine. And everybody else is just like broken and bloody going, and you're like, what's the problem? Everything's fine. I feel great. So it's being aware that when things are going well or promising to go well, that ego likes to get called up. That ego likes to get called up to try to put the kibosh on things. And for you, sometimes that means temper. That means anger and temper. And most of the time, Aries, you're so sweet and you're so kind and people love you so much. And when you do have that experience, a lot of the times you don't even notice that it's all that bad. It's just like, I know I had a little fit, but oh well, I'm fine now. But you don't realize that not everybody else is fine because of it. So it's really important not only to recognize that the attitude is good for you, it's really good for other people. It's really, really good for other people that if you need to be the beast, do it in private. That's all. It's not that you should suppress that, but when it comes up, go be by yourself and have a good scream or temper tantrum or cuss out somebody in private. That way, you're not suppressing that part of your personality, but you're also not being toxic to others, right? It's just a matter of, excuse me, I got to go sit in a parked car somewhere where nobody can see me and I'll be back in a few minutes, right? So just be aware when that comes up, 2 things. 1, be responsible with it. And 2, it's coming up because it's trying to sabotage the good that is happening in your life. And so when it comes up, look at it as a positive sign. It's a positive sign because the ego wouldn't be activated if you weren't doing so well. So you're doing great. You really, really are, Aries, and I'm very proud of you, especially since you've overcome so many illusions, so much deception in the past. And a lot of it is self-deception. And you've just been just staying the course and just saying, no, we're not doing that. No more deception, not doing it, not going to do it. And let's see, we've got this 2, 4, this 5. Okay. So, all right, so we've got this 5 of coins sitting on top of the Devil. So again, when you are doing well, it brings everything up. We say love brings up everything that's not like itself. Just because you're doing well doesn't mean that there aren't areas of your deep mind that still need healing. And so when you're doing well, that's a type of love. And think of it as like water, kind of rushing in all the way to the depths of your soul, that's cleaning out little areas in your psyche that are damaged and repairing them and making them whole and new again. Part of doing that is bringing up feelings and memories and tendencies which are contrary to your highest good, right? So we want those things to come up, which is why I'm saying don't suppress it when it comes up. Just don't spread around the wealth so much. When it comes up, you want to let it go. You don't want to dwell in it. It's a bizarre little part of spiritual growth is that you have to be willing for painful things to come up, to be released. But you want to do it in a way where you're noticing them without dwelling on them, without indulging them. You notice it and then you let it go. You notice it and then you let it go. And if it takes a little screaming and yelling on your part, so be it. Just do it in a way that's non-toxic. But ultimately, that's not the point. That's just to let go of everything that's kind of getting in the way of the ultimate expression of what this is. Because what this is it's your new life. Your new life, Aries. Your new life is so beautiful. Your future is so beautiful because of, and again, we don't predict the future, but we can see your course. We can see the course that you're taking. The course that you're taking is going exactly in the direction of where your soul wants you to be. And so if you're doing what your soul wants you to do, that's what we call sometimes your true will. And when you're doing your true will, the entire universe bends to accommodate you. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So a couple things that you can do. One thing, first and foremost, is to make sure that you're finishing unfinished tasks, making sure that you're not leaving a lot of things unfinished. Keep your work as organized as you possibly can. And also, like I said, when all of this good that you're experiencing brings up things in you that are not so good, don't push them back down again, because that's what this was. That's what these illusions were. Don't push them back down again. Allow yourself to look at it, experience it for a moment, and then let it go. Because it knows exactly what to do. This experience that you're going through of this of your soul's journey that is so on target, that you're really right where you're supposed to be. Let your soul have free reign. Your soul knows what to do with these old things. Some of these are old memories. Some of these are just old, disintegrated emotional pieces of data that need to be reintegrated in a positive way. Some of it's old sort of sadness and depression. Some of it's grief. And as you go through your future, you're going to go through experiences as a human being that are not so happy. Right? So allow yourself to go through those things without going back to your old way of doing things, which is either hanging on to them or even more dastardly, pressing them down into your unconscious mind to try to pretend like they're not there. Instead, what you want to do is focus on the good in your life, which is all off the charts, right? And it's going to continue to be, because this, like I said, this 10 is wanting to be a happily ever after for you. But remember, happily ever after doesn't mean that people don't die. Happily ever after doesn't mean that relationships don't break up. Happily ever after doesn't mean there isn't tragedy. Happily ever after means that you're not moved by it. Happily ever after means that you're always getting right back on course and getting into the agenda that your soul has set for you, so that you can really shine, which is what you're doing. And as those things happen, as those things come up, not to get tripped up by them, not to get hooked by them, not to allow them to be the star of the show, but instead let them go. Let them go. Let them get integrated. Let your soul be in charge. Let your soul be in charge. You are doing so well. I do have a meditation that you might be interested in that is on this devil card, and it's called Breaking Yourself Free from Fear. And you may want to listen to that, because it's going to help you with some of these issues that seem to be coming up for you that you don't quite know how to handle. This will help you handle them in a way that keeps you right on course. Because Aries, I want you to be really clear that you are doing everything right. You are doing everything right. So when stuff happens in the world, don't think, oh no, I didn't do it right. It's nothing to do with you. It's just you are right where you need to be. Stay on course. Allow those things to take care of themselves. Listen to that meditation if you have a chance. I'm really proud of you, Aries. You are so on course. All right, I'll be back in 2 weeks for another reading. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to the amazing moderators, Shirley, Lieri, and Honeypaw. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Blessed be.